Oh, okay.
Yes. Finally. Class of 2018, what's up? Class of 2018, make some noise. Yes, I like that. Hey, did I hear this right? $37 million in scholarships? Yeah, congratulations on that. Give them a round of applause. Yes. Now, if anybody has any left over, I still have student loans that if you can help me out. Hey, I would like to thank Principal Jackson and the entire team for having me here this evening. I am so happy to be here. I'm not going to be before you long. I know you want to get your diplomas, and then I know you want to go eat dinner. And so I just want to say congratulations before I go forward. Hey, but first and foremost, I don't believe I know any of you. I don't believe I know any of your parents, any of your friends that may be here tonight. But despite not knowing you or your parents, I have a fun fact to share about each of you. How about that? And it's this: you are not ordinary. Yeah, you were born not ordinary. All of us in this room were born not ordinary. Here's the bad news though. A lot of us will die ordinary. Yeah, before you were born, my favorite book says that before I formed you in your womb, I knew you and I set you apart. My favorite book is the Bible. Those words are from God. So long before your mom and dad listened to Aaliyah, Ashanti, or Alicia Keys, long before any of that happened, God called you not ordinary and he set you apart. And he did this before you were walking at 2. Was anybody walking at 2? Speaking at 2? Long before any of you were doing quantum physics at 6. Anybody doing quantum physics at 6? Yeah, right. Those are all the things that we use to determine if somebody is not ordinary or gifted. Long before you did anything, you were not ordinary. The truth of the matter is, all of us start off just like this can. We start off full and closed. Matter of fact, if you start off full of something, I took the label off, but the label would tell you what you were full of, how many people you can serve, the ingredients. There is something in you. And just like this can, there's something in you, some skill, some gift, some ability, some talent. And this is what I believe. You were created to be opened and poured out, right? Not to live full and closed, but open and poured out. As a matter of fact, if you're here under the sound of my voice and looking back at me, you have a born date. What's some of those born dates? Okay, I feel really old right now. So right now, you had that born date, and right now, all of us in this room are living on the dash. And if you've been living long enough, you really understand that it's not a dash. It's kind of like a squiggly line. Life don't move in a dash. Can we talk about that dash for just one moment before Principal Jackson makes me sit down? So, you are on this dash. While you are on this dash, you have an opportunity to pour out everything that's on the inside of you. Here's the challenge though. Life moves kind of like two of the most important organs in our body, right? In 1872, there's this machine called the electrocardiogram that they created to measure the activity of our heart. Here's what happens if you have something going on with your heart. You go to the hospital and they hook you up to this electrocardiogram. This is your hope while you're sitting there. You're hoping that that machine pops on and the machine goes like this. That's the sign of a healthy heart. Here's another thing. If they hook your brain up, you're having some issues with your brain, they hook you up to that machine. Actually, they hook you up to something called an EEG. And your hope is that they hook you up to that machine and your brain does like this. That's a healthy brain. While you're living on this dash, this squiggly line, life is going to do just like this. But guess what? It's a healthy life. Just like two of the most important, most complex organs in our brain move up and down, your life is going to move like that, up and down. Here's an instance. You graduated from high school. That's an up. You get into the college that you want. That's an up. You find bae when you get to college. That's another up. You lose bae. That's a down. You lose a loved one. That's a down. But guess what? It's going to go back up. You got to get comfortable while you're on that dash, while you're on that squiggly line, and understand this. If you don't remember anything tonight, it goes up and down, but it's still a healthy life. Again, high highs and low lows. I think the number one way to live an open and empty life is through service. And the mayor mentioned that before he left out of here today. And the number one way to live an open and empty life is through service. Remember, you are not ordinary. There is a gift, there is a skill, there is an ability, there is a talent on the inside of you that wants to be poured out. And it's not just for you. It's not just for your friends. It's not just for the people that look like you, but it's for the world around you. So growing up, there was this cartoon called DuckTales. Yeah, see, you got me. So DuckTales was a story about these little ducks, and they were being raised in the house with their great uncle, I believe, who was Scrooge McDuck. So at the beginning of that cartoon, Scrooge McDuck used to jump in the air and dive into his treasure. And he used to swim around all his coins, all his gold, and all his treasure. Here's what's going to happen to you. You made a great accomplishment by getting out of Gwendolyn Brooks. You're going to go to another institution and get out of there. You're going to become extremely successful by using those gifts, skills, and abilities. Here's the challenge. That you don't live life like Scrooge McDuck. That you wouldn't get up every day and dive into your treasure, and it's only for you, only for your friends, only for your family members, but that you would share that treasure with the world around you. So all of those gifts, all of those skills, all of those abilities that you have, they are for the world around you. They are for you to create an endless pool for the world around you and not a kiddie pool. The mission is packed into 6 words, y'all. It's packed into leave no potential on the table. You got one assignment when you leave this place, when you go to the next 4-year institution, is to leave no potential on the table. Congratulations, class of 2018.